Hey everybody, welcome to CubeFit Release. My name is Emily. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Today we're going to focus on a release to kind of help with your bad posture. I like to call it tech neck. Sometimes we're at the computer all day and you have those shoulders that are going forward, your head's tilted forward as well. So we're just going to try and release some of that and help with that. We might add in some stretches too if we have some time. If you're new to CubeFit Release, we're doing everything with the lacrosse ball. So let's go ahead and get started. The first area that we want to release are the pec muscles. And that's because when we're in that forward hunched here, our pecs can get pretty weak. So we want to go ahead and release those. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and find that collarbone, and we're going to go just below that collarbone in the fleshy area. So from here, what you'll do, you'll come up against the wall, and what you're doing here with your legs is you're moving yourself side to side and up and down. Like I said, you're utilizing your legs. We never want to be shrugging the shoulders at any point. Now, you control the pressure. So if you need more pressure, you'll scoot your feet away from the wall. And then if you need less pressure, you'll scoot those feet back in towards the wall. And then from here, like I said, you're just moving your body up and down and side to side to really work out that area. Now, you might be asking, okay, Emily, I'm going through the motions and I find a really tender spot meaning it's super painful. Now, what I want you to do is when you find those spots is to hold that pressure, really breathe through it, all right? Those spots just need a little bit more time and attention. Almost think of it as a knot in your fascia, all right? So we need to hold that pressure in order for it to release. So I always like to explain, you have a stick of butter, and if you were to take your finger and jab it into the stick of butter, you're not going to do any damage to it. You might even hurt your finger a little bit. However, if you have that stick of butter and you hold your finger into that butter, eventually you're going to start making a dent and it's going to start melt away. That's the same idea with the lacrosse ball when we hold it in those spots, all right? We're really allowing that pressure to get into that area and allowing it to really melt away. So what I like to say is to tune into your body and to figure out how much pressure you need. And really, it's not so much we're looking for those tender spots, it's more about being aware when you do find them to really hold that pressure. If you have any questions though throughout the class, go ahead and throw them in the chat box or unmute yourself and I can answer those for you. We got about another 30 seconds on this side before we go to the other side. Good, let's go ahead and switch sides here. If you feel any tingling or numbness in your hand while you're doing this, just go ahead and get off that area. You're probably just on a nerve, no worries with that. Got about another 30 seconds here before we move on to the traps. We got two different ways we can do this one. All right, go ahead and finish up the chest while I go ahead and explain the traps here. So we can do this in two different ways. It's kind of dependent on what kind of wall space you have. So if you have a corner of the wall like I do here, you can go ahead and do this release. So what you'll do is you would put the lacrosse ball right on the top of that trap, and then you're going to hinge yourself forward at the hips, almost like you're going into a row position. And so from here, what you're going to do is you're going to put that right on the top, and then you're just going to go into that wall. Notice The corner is pretty important so that when I'm going into the wall here with the ball, my head can be free away from the wall and I'm not straining my neck or anything. But if you don't have a corner of the wall, no problem. All you're gonna do, you're gonna take that lacrosse ball, you're gonna put it on the back of the trap, and then you'll just come up against the wall here, and then you're gonna utilize your legs again to go side to side and up and down to work out that area, all right? We always break these up left and right because we never wanna cross over that spine, all right? So go ahead, pick a technique, what you wanna do, and pick a side, and then I'll let you know when we're gonna switch. Same thing here too, when you find those tender spots to really hold that pressure, breathe through it because it can be pretty painful and it does take your breath away. So just breathe through it. And then once you feel like it's melted away, you can continue to roll. Maybe you're gonna do a combination of both, doing this technique and then the other one, that's totally fine. The best part about self-myofascial release is that you can customize it to you and your body. So you're not stuck on doing exactly what I'm doing. You're really tuning into your body and figuring out what it needs. Got about another 30 seconds here before we switch sides. All right, nice job. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. If you're at the corner of the wall, all you're gonna do is you're gonna hop over to the other side of the corner so that when you go into the wall, your head can be free away from it, all right? All right, nice job with that. Let's come out of that nice and easy. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the rhomboids. So if you're not familiar where the rhomboids are, they're located in between your spine and your shoulder blade. So again, we'll break this up left and right so that we can get both sides without crossing over that spine. So go ahead and pick a side. You'll place the lacrosse ball right on that area, and then you're gonna come up against the wall here, and then you're gonna give yourself a nice big hug because of course you deserve it, but also helps open up that area. So it allows the lacrosse ball to really get into that rhomboid and it avoids that shoulder blade and that spine, those bony structures that we don't want to be crossing. From here, you're just utilizing your legs again. So remember, if you need more pressure, you'll scoot those feet out away from the wall. And if you need less pressure, you'll scoot those feet back in towards the wall. Slight movements going side to side here because you do have that spine and that shoulder blade. And then moving up and down as you go. Again, finding those tender spots. When you do find them, go ahead and hold that pressure, really breathe through it. Once you feel like the pain has dissipated, you can continue to roll after that. Make sure to breathe. I know sometimes it can be pretty painful. I even catch myself sometimes holding my breath when I'm on a spot. We got about another 30 seconds before we switch. I know we're going a little bit over time, but I do want to do a couple more things. So if you have time to stay on, please do. If not, we will see you next time. I hope you guys have a good day. Good, nice job. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Again, just placing that lacrosse ball in between that shoulder blade and that spine, coming up against the wall, giving yourself a nice big hug, and then rolling up and down, slight movement side to side. Got about another 30 seconds here, and then we're gonna move on to the forearms really quick, and then we'll kind of work our way up into that tricep. So I know sometimes, again, when you're at the computer all day, those forearms and those wrists can get pretty sore and annoying. So we're gonna go ahead and release those really quick, and then moving up into the triceps as well. So what you'll do is we're gonna put the lacrosse ball just on the back of that forearm, and we're gonna go up against the wall. And remember, you're just utilizing your legs to kind of push you back and forth, side to side. Try to avoid shrugging those shoulders at all times here. Just a quick little release here. Good, let's go ahead and switch sides. All right, let's go ahead and move on to those triceps real quick. Thanks for sticking around. What we're gonna do is we're gonna place that lacrosse ball in about the middle of the tricep so that when you start going up and down with your legs, we get the whole tricep. So we're going from just below that shoulder to just above that elbow, right? Remember, avoid shrugging those shoulders and really just use your legs to move you up and down and side to side and to add that pressure. Good, nice job. Let's go ahead, switch sides. This will be the last thing that we do. You guys are doing awesome. Thanks for sticking with me. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining the TechNext series. I hope you guys learned something. You guys are feeling good. We'll see you guys here next time tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good day. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the chat box. If not, we'll see you guys next time.